Hi, I'm Cameron. Looking back, I should have seen the signs earlier, but when you're dealing with family, especially in laws, you tend to make excuses. My mother in law, Diane, had always been particular about boundaries, or rather, her lack of respect for mine. Sweetie, I'm just borrowing your blue sweater for church. You never wear it anyway, she'd say, already slipping it into her overnight bag during her weekend visits. My husband, Mark, would just shrug. That's just mom being mom. She means well. I was folding laundry when my phone rang that Tuesday morning. My sister's name flashed on the screen. Cam, it's Mom. The doctor called with her test results. They want her at the hospital right away. Something about her oxygen levels. Jessica's voice cracked. Can you get there? I'm stuck at work in Springfield and can't make it for at least 3 hours. I'm on my way. What hospital? I grabbed my keys from the hook, heart racing. Memorial. They're expecting her. Call me when you get there? Of course. Try not to worry. I'll handle everything. I hung up and rushed to grab my purse, almost colliding with Diane in the hallway. She'd been staying with us for the past week while her condo was being renovated. Where are you running off to in such a hurry? She asked, eyebrows raised, coffee mug in hand. My mom's being admitted to the hospital. I need to get there now. Her test results came back concerning... Diane's expression softened momentarily. Oh my, that sounds serious. It is. I need to go. I moved toward the door. Wait, Diane called after me. Before you dash off, would you mind if I borrowed your car today? Mine's making that funny noise again. I hesitated. Diane, I literally just told you I need to get to the hospital. I know. But I have that lunch with the church ladies at noon. I've been planning it for weeks. She waved dismissively. Can't you just call an Uber or something? For a 30-minute drive to Memorial? That would cost a fortune, and I don't know how long I'll be there. Mark took my car to that conference in Chicago, and yours is just sitting there. She gestured toward the window where my red Subaru was parked. It's not like your mother is dying, right? Just some tests? Diane, this is serious. I need my car. She sighed dramatically. You young people are so selfish sometimes, after everything I've done for this family. My phone buzzed with a text from Jessica. Is Mom there yet? Doctor called again. I have to go, Diane. We can discuss your car issues later. I hurried outside, only to stop dead in my tracks. My parking spot was empty. I ran back inside. Where's my car? Diane wouldn't meet my eyes. I may have moved it while you were on the phone. The ladies are expecting me. You took my keys? From my purse? My voice rose. Where did you put them? Well, I already loaded my shopping bags in the trunk, she said, sipping her coffee. I figured since you were so upset about your mother, you shouldn't be driving anyway. Diane, give me my keys. Now. She placed her mug down slowly. I'll be back by 4. That gives you plenty of time to calm down and call a friend for a ride. The hospital called my mother in for emergency testing. This isn't optional. Neither is my commitment to the church ladies, she replied, heading for the door. Besides, it's starting to rain. You wouldn't want me to catch a cold, would you? Before I could respond, the front door closed. Through the window, I watched in disbelief as my mother-in-law drove away in my car. My phone rang again. It was the hospital. The rain fell in sheets as I paced our living room, fuming. 3 Uber drivers had canceled due to the distance, and the nearest cab company was quoting a 90-minute wait time. I can't believe she did this, I said into my phone, rainwater dripping from my hair onto the carpet. I'd already tried walking part of the way before the downpour forced me back home. My own mother-in-law took my car when I needed to get to the hospital. That's seriously messed up, my friend Tara replied. Where's Mark in all this? Conference in Chicago. He took Diane's car because his is in the shop. I kicked off my soaked shoes. And get this. She said she's shopping with church ladies. I just called Meredith from her prayer group, and there's no lunch today. So she straight up lied? Have you called her? 6 times, straight to voicemail. Did you tell Mark? I sighed. Left him 3 messages. He's probably in sessions all day. My doorbell rang. Hold on, someone's here. I opened the door to find my neighbor, Ryan, standing there with an umbrella. Hey, I saw you trying to walk earlier. Everything okay? After explaining the situation, Ryan shook his head in disbelief. I'd drive you, but my car's at the mechanic until tomorrow. Have you tried calling your mother-in-law's friends? Maybe someone knows where she went. That's actually a good idea. I pulled out my phone and scrolled through contacts. I have Barbara's number. They play bridge together. Barbara answered on the second ring. Hello? Hi, Barbara. It's Cameron, Diane's daughter-in-law. I'm trying to reach her. Have you seen her today? Diane? No, honey. Our bridge game isn't until Thursday. She mentioned shopping with church ladies today. Does that ring any bells? Barbara chuckled. The only shopping Diane mentioned was hitting that new outlet mall in Greenville. Said something about a big sale at Nordstrom. But that was just her going solo, far as I know. I thanked her and hung up, turning to Ryan and Tara, who was still on speaker. She's at the Greenville outlets. That's an hour in the opposite direction from the hospital. That's cold, Ryan said, shaking his head. Tara's voice crackled through the phone. My sister's boyfriend is a security guard at those outlets. Let me call her. 20 minutes and several calls later, Tara called back. Found her! My sister's boyfriend confirmed your car is in the Nordstrom parking lot. He can't do anything officially, but he's keeping an eye on it. I need those keys, I said, pacing faster. What about the police? Ryan suggested. For what? She didn't technically steal it. She lives here temporarily. No, but she took it knowing you needed it for a medical emergency. That's gotta count for something. My phone lit up with an unknown number. It was the hospital. Hello? Yes, this is Cameron Evans. Yes, she's my mother. The nurse's voice was gentle but concerned. Your mother's asking for you. The doctor would like to discuss her treatment options, and she's becoming quite distressed. When can we expect you? I'm having car trouble, I said, avoiding the complicated truth. Is it possible to put her on? My mother's weakened voice broke my heart. Cammy? Where are you, sweetheart? The doctor says they found something. I'm coming, Mom, I promise. I'm just figuring out transportation. After hanging up, I turned to Ryan. Can you take me to the police station? I don't care if she's family. This isn't right. Ryan nodded. My wife will be home with our car in 15 minutes. We'll get you there. Tara spoke up from the phone. I'm sending you photos of your car at the mall right now. Screenshot your call logs too. And, Cameron, when you see Diane again, don't hold back. Officer Jenkins reviewed my statement carefully. So, your mother-in-law took your vehicle without permission when she knew you needed it for a medical emergency? Yes, I said, showing him the time-stamped texts from my sister in the hospital. My mother is waiting for me right now, and I have no way to get there. We can send an officer to the mall to locate her, he said, typing notes into his computer. Would you like to press charges for unauthorized use of a vehicle? I just want my car back so I can get to my mother. The station door opened, and to my shock, Diane walked in, escorted by another officer. There she is! Diane pointed at me dramatically. That's the one who filed a false report. I had permission to use this car. The officer beside her looked exhausted already. Ma'am, please lower your voice. I stood up. Where are my keys, Diane? She clutched her shopping bags closer. I can't believe you called the police on family. What would Mark say? Mark would say you should have given me my car when I told you my mother was in the hospital. My voice echoed through the station. Where have you been for the last 4 hours? I lost track of time. It happens. She waved dismissively. Your mother is probably fine anyway. My grandmother was always rushing to the hospital over nothing. Officer Jenkins stepped between us. Mrs. Miller, did you take the vehicle knowing Miss Evans needed it for a medical emergency? She could have called someone else. I had important errands. Shopping bags from 6 different stores aren't important errands, I said, gesturing to her haul. You don't understand, Diane huffed. These were limited time sales. Jenkins rubbed his temples. Mrs. Miller, where are the keys to Miss Evans' vehicle? She reluctantly fished them from her purse and slammed them on the counter. Here, happy now? I hope you realize what this is doing to our family. What this is doing? My mother is sick, waiting for me, and you left me stranded. Oh, don't be so dramatic. Miss Evans, Officer Jenkins interrupted. Would you like to pursue charges? Before I could answer, the station door opened again. Mark stood there, looking confused and exhausted. What is going on? Mom? Cameron? Why are you at a police station? Diane immediately burst into tears. Mark! Thank goodness you're here. Cameron is having me arrested. Mark looked between us, bewildered. What? Cameron, what's happening? Your mother took my car when I needed to get to the hospital for my mom, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. She left me stranded for hours while she went shopping. That's ridiculous, Diane sniffled. I was just borrowing it. Mark turned to her. Mom, is this true? Did you take Cameron's car knowing she needed to get to the hospital? Well, yes, but... And you went shopping instead? It wasn't just shopping, it was... Stop. Mark raised his hand. Just stop. How could you do this? Diane's face hardened. Don't you dare take her side over your own mother. After everything I've done for you. She lunged forward suddenly, grabbing my purse from the counter. Before anyone could react, she swung it at me, catching me on the shoulder. This is all your fault, she screamed as two officers moved to restrain her. You've turned my son against me. Assault charges are being filed, Officer Jenkins explained as the paramedic checked my shoulder. Given the circumstances and her outburst, the DA will likely pursue this case. Mark sat beside me, still in shock. I'm so sorry, Cameron. I had no idea she would do something like this. We need to get to the hospital, I reminded him. My mom's been waiting all day. Of course. Let's go now. 2 hours later, we sat in the hospital cafeteria. My mother's condition was serious but treatable. Early-stage lymphoma. The doctors were optimistic, but she would need to start treatment immediately. If I had been here earlier, I stared into my untouched coffee. Don't go there, Mark said, squeezing my hand. This isn't your fault. My phone buzzed with a text from Tara. How's your mom? Any news on Hurricane Diane? As I typed a response, Mark's phone rang. He checked the caller ID and grimaced. It's the police station. Mom's being processed for release on bail. Are you going to get her? He looked at me conflicted. I don't know what to do. She's my mother, but what she did was inexcusable. You should go, I said finally. But Mark, she can't stay with us anymore. I won't have her in our home. He nodded slowly. I understand. I'll take her to a hotel tonight and help her find somewhere else tomorrow. After Mark left, Jessica joined me in the cafeteria. How are you holding up? This whole situation is insane. I still can't believe she did this, I said, rubbing my sore shoulder. Over shopping? What happens now? She's facing assault charges, plus the unauthorized use of a vehicle. The officer said they're taking it seriously because it involved preventing someone from reaching a medical emergency. Jessica whistled low. Your monster-in-law really outdid herself this time. Mark says she's been calling non-stop, alternating between apologizing and blaming me. Are you going to forgive her? I shook my head firmly. No, not this time. This wasn't a misunderstanding or a mistake. She deliberately took my car when she knew I needed it for an emergency. She chose shopping over my mother's health. 3 days later, Diane showed up at our house unannounced. I was alone, packing a bag for another hospital visit. Cameron, please, she said when I opened the door. Can we talk? I've been trying to apologize. There's nothing to talk about, I replied coldly. You're not welcome here. I made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. Her eyes filled with tears. I've already lost my condo deposit because of this. The renovation company won't give it back. And now I might have a criminal record. Isn't that punishment enough? You left me stranded when my mother needed me. For shopping, Diane. Shopping. I know it looks bad, but it doesn't look bad. It was bad. I stepped onto the porch, closing the door behind me. The DA offered you a plea deal. Take it. Stay away from me and my mother. You can see Mark whenever he wants, but I'm done. You can't cut me out of my son's life, her voice rose. We're family. Family doesn't do what you did. Mark makes his own decisions, but as for me, we're done. As she drove away, my phone rang. It was Mark. Mom just called me crying. Are you okay? I'm fine. just enforcing boundaries that should have been set a long time ago. He sighed. I understand. For what it's worth, I support you. What she did was unforgivable. I looked out at the empty driveway where my car now sat safely. Some things can't be fixed with an apology. Sometimes consequences are the only answer. After hanging up, I finished packing my overnight bag for the hospital. My mother would start treatment tomorrow, and this time, nothing would keep me from being there. What would you do if someone you trusted betrayed you when you needed them most? Sometimes the hardest lesson is learning who truly deserves a place in your life and who doesn't.